Good morning.
Good morning.
Ready to go?
Yes.
All right. Let's do it.
Let's connect with our limitlessness by getting into a conscious, coherent state. Because when we are in coherence and we are balanced and we are in a good inner state, we are connected with our true limitlessness. And from our true limitless nature, we can access the highest blessings of creation and for creation. So let's close our eyes and just focus on breathing into our heart space. Dropping from the head into the body and the heart. And also when we breathe consciously into our heart and from our heart, we are generating the heart-brain coherence. Moving deeper now with our breath into our feet and our roots. And connecting our energy, our roots and our light roots. Just imagining light growing out of your feet and digging into the earth, connecting with the minerals and the nourishment of Mother Earth, and growing our roots of light further and further down, horizontally and vertically, until we reach the 0 point of the earth, a massive golden ball of light, of life force energy, wrapping our roots around that 0 point. Thanking Mother Earth for the support, for keeping us rooted, grounded, anchored, embodied in our highest self, in our highest state of consciousness, in our highest presence and energy. And thanking Mother Earth for nourishing us on all levels and sustaining us, feeding us energetically and physically and on all levels. Being fully present, rooted and grounded in this now. And drawing that light from the core of the earth up into our physical bodies by inhaling it. Letting it feed every cell of your physical body, drawing it up into your heart space, your brain. And exhaling it out into your field, in through and around you, in through and around your aura, your light body, the field around your physical body, Just visualizing this golden, huge, massive light ball around you. Taking a few more deep breaths from the core of earth in through your roots and feeding your entire physical body, your heart, your brain. And exhaling that light into your aura, the field around you, expanding your field, expanding your capacity to hold your highest destiny, your highest timeline, the highest and greatest and best version of you. Expanding our heart field. One more deep breath in from the core of earth into your heart. And exhaling it out from your crown. Shooting up a light from your crown into the great central sun. Connecting with the light and the 0 point of the great central sun. So now, as we have connected to our roots, we're now connecting to the highest part of our crown, connecting and bridging heaven and earth. That's what that really is. Being bridges for heaven and earth. So focusing on the crown and connecting your crown to your divine presence. To the great central sun. God, Goddess, Source, infinite divine intelligence. And letting that nourish your channel through the crown. Inhaling it through your crown into your body, your heart, your brain. And now we have the connection of golden light to the core of the earth and to the great central sun. So we are connected from the root and from the crown. And we are now drawing both the earth and the cosmic energy into our body from the top and from the bottom simultaneously. And we're collecting it in our heart field. Just see golden light streaming from the top of your head and your roots simultaneously into your heart space, and then exhaling that light in through and around you, in through and around your field, expanding your field on all levels, expanding your light body, your golden wings. And we do that 2 more times, 2 more breaths. Bringing in the highest blessings for our live stream today. The highest timeline codes for our live stream today. The highest divine inspiration for our live stream today. And letting our highest self lead from a truly embodied, coherent, grounded state. Keeping a smile on your face. Thanking our divine presence and all the support we have from heaven, from the earth, all the support that love and support us unconditionally. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, being fully present in this room, here and now.
I normally have a thing that I do for my own private live stream. Since we're using Restream to stream this, I forgot to do this. So give me a second here.
Your eyes are much bigger.
Is that so? Today's stream count from my side is 152. All right. Let me just double check to make sure. That's a cool yawn. I look like a tiger.
Ah, I love that.
Check it out.
That looks good.
Yeah, that's interesting. You got the meditation face. I got the tiger look, or the lion, or whatever.
Oh, can you make a screenshot of this? That's a great picture. I look really pregnant by now.
Yeah, it's pretty obvious. Pretty obvious. All right. Let me put the thing back up here to split screen. I gotta check something here. Make sure we had today's correct stream count on my private channel. By the way, do you use the little silver ball, the silver ball downstairs in your room?
No,
right.
Rarely. You can use it.
All right, then I'm gonna take it because this chair is like really not good for my back and my shoulders. I can feel it.
Another thing I wanted to ask you is, you have the receiver from the microphone, right?
Oh, right. Yeah, you can take this now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now leave it in there for now.
Oh.
Or yeah, give it to me.
Yeah, put that up next to your phone. All right. I'm gonna put this chair downstairs there. Then, in case you want to use it for when you do computer work.
You don't want to keep this up here for the
No.
live stream or for whatever, in case? Because
No,
I have my little...
No, because I can always just use that chair.
Oh.
Right? So
Okay, then.
I'll be right back. Let me just take a break. Okay. That's 10 times better.
Good.
Yeah, I need some give in the chair.
Mm.
Hmm. What just happened here? Oh, that's so much better. That's way better. What is going on? All right. Well, for now.
Is the pedal not working?
No, I think it's something to do with the the prompt. Either this, I don't know. It doesn't matter. I don't want to think about that right now. Okay, so we left off from last week on the cohorts.
Didn't you say that you want to do your own little practice before you start? Just before you went downstairs?
No, I already did it.
Okay.
I already did it. It was basically just showing my stream count for where I am right now, which is this. So I already did that. Where are we? Right here. Okay, so last week we left off with the cohorts. So we worked on the cohorts, and I showed you basically like the workflow. So we did your about me. And again, when we are doing this stuff, like you are the brand, right? And I think this is really important to highlight, because when you're the brand of something. Okay, so the first ever business that I had was when I was like 22 or something like this, and I basically had leveraged, like I was learning how to do WordPress at the time, where like it was not like you couldn't build a website how you could do it today in like less than an hour. Like it took time to actually figure out like WordPress, how to do plugins, if you wanted to do your own special like code injection. And around that time, that's when I started a boot camp in Washington Heights, Manhattan. And the business was named Rugged Strength. And it was like a fitness boot camp. Majority like women would show up. That's fine. And that was never my intention, right? My intention was like, I'm working with guys or whatever, but when you think about a boot camp and people wanting to get in shape really fast, you get women, right? So my brand at that time then became that. It became pretty much that. Like my cohort was women between the ages of like 23, 24, 25 to like 40. And their goal was to lose belly fat as fast as possible and have a really good workout. And they were in Washington Heights, Manhattan, or they were located in that area. So I'm bringing that up because when you have a business name like Rugged Strength, right, and you are operating at the business yourself, right? So you're handling customer service, you're handling marketing, sales, you're operating, you're holding, you're conducting the sessions. That's a whole bunch of different hats that you're wearing at once. Okay. And these are like these are the challenges or the experiences when you have an immediate startup. You're constantly wearing these different hats all the time. Okay. So at one section of your, startup journey, you're the idea person, right? You come up with the ideas. Then the next thing you're doing the marketing. Then you got to talk to people, do customer service, and that all of that adds up. So I'm bringing that up because coming to this part now with what we're doing today, we're saying these are the cohorts, right? And what I understand about cohorts and working with cohorts now at this stage is that cohorts is making basically you're having an idea of who you're trying to reach, but that's not always the gospel of who you're actually going to reach. Just keep that in mind. So as we navigate our cohorts, as we navigate what are interests, we know that, hey, I'm interested in fitness, right? So I'm able to deliver the fitness package as a service to customers, right? So my business model was B2C. Your business model right now, you may be intending B2C, but you may get like B2B, which means business to business. So you're literally like you have a business that basically does business with other businesses versus you're intending maybe to do business to consumer. I think that's where the direction you're going in. But as a brand, you last week had filled in the layer 1 information that is all about you, right? And your specific interests. So keep in mind that as you do that, the act of you doing that is basically you are infusing yourself, your soul, your essence into the brand. So someone said this and it was like, oh yeah, that's true, but that's not what I intended, is that as I was the website, the branding of the website, the logo, the look, the feel, the rugged strength, everything like this. The concept behind that and doing all of that was that I became the brand. I was rugged strength. You get what I'm saying? Now there's a lot of good to that stuff, but there's also not such good things to that stuff. And the not such good thing to that was because I was rugged strength, the ability for me to move out of that as a solopreneur into an entrepreneur, right? So from self-employed to actual business owner, I couldn't materialize that in time. Okay. And then I would wind up getting burnt out and, transitioning into the military career, short-lived military career that I had. But the idea behind this, though, is that as you're building your brand, we talked about you having your personal brand and then you have the business brand, right? So the Hema Almond, the personal brand, lifepurpose.com, the brand of the business, right? Right now, you're injecting yourself into that brand. Keep in mind as you move forward, though, like to not get so married to an idea ever that you lose your ability to be flexible and to replace yourself or to fire yourself from what you're doing. And that's what I learned about these things. It may be very different for purpose. It may be very different for purpose when we talk about the concept of life purpose. I think, however, I see it as regardless of whether like your purpose may just likely evolve as you go along. So be flexible enough to adapt to that, right? So maybe your purpose right now is to build lifepurpose.com, and then maybe we create good systems for it, and then we create content for it that is evergreen, gets traction. We have a proven sales model, and we make it attractive for a buyer to purchase, right? To sell lifepurpose.com in the future. Are you okay with that? You got to ask yourself those questions. And are you okay to have no lifepurpose.com in 10 years from now because you sold it? Or are you okay to have a lifepurpose.com because you are it? So these are all things to get very clear on as well. And when it comes to cohort and how you speak to cohorts, that could also be another cohort thing as well. People that are wanting to build a purpose-based business to then sell it in the future. That's another cohort, right? So you're speaking to them psychographically, right? You're speaking to them in a psychological sense, right? You're not necessarily putting a skin suit on there, right? And saying, okay, male 25 to 30 or whatever, and they want to sell their business. You may not be doing that, but you may be doing like, hey, like you want to fulfill your purpose, but you don't want it to do it forever. You may not want it to do it like Tony Robbins, going until the day he dies, I would imagine. I think at this stage, that's what he is going to do. He's going to keep doing his thing until he's like, in the grave, basically. So you got to ask yourself, like, what do you want, And I know
I need a quick break. I
Good.
need to put my feet up. I feel really dizzy right now.
Okay.
Just a couple of minutes, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hema is pregnant. She's 33 weeks?
Yes.
She's 33 weeks. So she's got a few more weeks. Hey, if you want, lay down on the bed.
What about the live stream?
We're live streaming it. So what?
What do you mean, while we're live streaming, I'm on the bed?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. But you gotta do the talking then.
Yeah.
I'm good here now.
Okay.
Unless you want me to go to the bed for whatever reason.
It's up to you. You could even lay down on the floor. I get a blanket at the yoga mat and you put your feet on the thing. And then people know, they see your feet. They're like, okay, she's still there.
I'm really comfortable right now.
Okay. All right. You stay there. Let's have her. There you go. There's Hummer right there.
Maybe I can even get the microphone closer.
Yeah, you can. All you got to do is literally just pull, and it extends.
Yeah.
It extends pretty far.
Let's try this. Yeah, when you don't move much during the pregnancy, sometimes I get dizzy. There's not so much circulation.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me close out an app here and restart it. Seriously. Why is that happening? Well, that's what it is for today. That is what it is for today. All right. Either way. Either way. Okay. So I don't know if you feel okay to look at your phone, but we're going to need your updated cohorts list.
Oh, don't you already have that from last time?
So
It should have been part of one of the PDFs which you uploaded to, was it Drive? Let me see if I have it here. I should have it. Oh yeah, I have it on my phone. But you should also have it from last time.
Okay, hold on. All right. Let's do it.
It's called lifepurpose.com cohorts full descriptions.
Okay, that was on Google Drive, right?
Wherever you uploaded it
Yeah.
last time.
Vibrational Life, Google Drive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where it is.
Yep. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, homework drop in from last time. And what was it called? Cohorts Interest 1?
Lifepurpose.com cohorts full descriptions.
Oh, full descriptions. Okay.
Do you have it?
Yes, I do. I see it right here on the screen.
It's 25 different cohorts on there.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, this ball is so much better. There was like no give in the other one. Oh, okay, I see it. I got it here on the drive. I got it here on the drive. Yeah. Full descriptions, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to use ChatGPT. Okay. Let's go here. Feel better?
A little bit.
Okay. Maybe helpful to just lay down. Maybe we need to take a break from doing these live streams then. You know?
No, I'm good for now.
Either that or we cut down the time.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'd say probably do that. Yep. For today's live stream for lifepurpose.com, we are inputting the cohorts that HEMMA has put in from the cohorts DB. Created from her PDF file. Period. What I need from you is to audit the property schema for the cohorts database. And I need you to give instructions to Notion AI to basically create entries for each of the cohorts in the PDF. So give Notion the exact instructions and exactly what to say comment, please do that now. So right now, what we're working on is we're taking the PDF that you created for your cohorts, and then we're taking the database from Notion that I created for the brand operating system, and we're going to put it together. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to define the cohorts. And after that, what we're going to start doing is we're going to start creating templates. Okay. So this week, I will be creating templates in Notion where I'm going to prompt I'm going to have a prompt in the Notion template itself. And I'll just show on the screen what I mean by this here. So if you want to watch the replay of this, you can. But I have a couple of templates here that what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little prompt for Notion AI or any AI for that matter, because we don't want to necessarily be platform dependent on any one particular AI.
Sorry.
Okay. We don't want to be dependent on one particular AI. And we're going to focus on having the template do all the work. Okay. The template always has to do all the work. So to explain that a little bit clearer, like whenever I work on a system, every single time that I work on a system, I always run it through a very stringent process. So let me pull up my auditor. So I always begin here, for example. I always begin here and I have a template that I apply every single time. So this is my my belief auditor. This is my auditor for a system. And what I have here is a table of contents that leads to a prompt. So I engineered this prompt and we went through many different iterations to get to this one. But basically the idea here is that this audit is going to audit, for example, my life or where I am and what's the bottleneck or the cross point in my life. So that way I can reach my true north, my final destination, right? Fulfill my purpose. So I created this prompt to then have the Notion AI execute that prompt for me so that by the time I get downstream here, I have like all the little micro prompts and then it generates the output for me. Okay. So to show that in real time and what that really looks like is here's the most recent one. Okay. Here is the most recent output for a system audit. And this was for the brand operating system. Okay. So we had the prompt. This is the prompt. This is all the stuff. This is what is output. Okay. So as you can see here, the generated output from Notion AI was all of this information. Okay. And the final, I guess, piece to it was everything that we needed to move downstream into the next part of the production process, which was this. Why is that important? It's important because when we are talking about content and when we're talking about creating content for your brand, we're talking about creating content for your purpose. This, I believe, is going to be so important. I think this is going to be so incredibly important. And this is funny. I think this is going to be really, really important in the future because we need to be able to rapidly iterate and be able to speak to the right cohort. And the only way you're going to do that is with the right content. So we're going to need those templates, and we're going to need to make sure every template leads to a good piece of content, right? So the way that we prompt it is going to require some iterations, so on and so forth. Hold on a second. I need a little break.
Would you do me a favor and get me 2 bananas from downstairs?
All right. So it seems like both ChatGPT and Notion AI could not do what I asked because you had 25 entries. So we're going to figure out a different way to do this here. Let's go to the screen share again. Screen share, please. Yeah, here we go. Okay, let's think a little bit differently here. What's going to work better? Right, okay. Notion AI had an issue doing the work. So what I need from you is I need you to look at the entire CSV and the property schema. And I need you to create a CSV file that I can import into Notion with everything filled in the properties for each of the PDF cohorts, period. You highlighted that there are 25 cohorts. Therefore, I need you to input all that information for me. Okay? Period. And what I want you to do as well is for each of the cohorts, I want you to identify the best target generation and the best age and all that stuff and put in those details. And then what I'll do is I'll ask Notion AI to import it successfully and make sure that everything is mapped correctly. Period. But make sure that every property is filled in for each cohort. Yeah, this is so much better. Oh, interesting. Follow up. That's cool. That's really cool. All right, so while that's doing its thing,
I think the banana was just what I needed.
maybe you needed some sugar? If you need to, you can lay down and I shake your legs.
No, I feel better now.
Okay. Just keep hydrating, and also maybe electrolyte water could help you as well.
I haven't had that in a while.
Any reason?
Because I have not really been sweating or working out, so I stopped using it.
Yeah, but electrolyte powder is still, I think, beneficial. Would you like some electrolyte water or powder?
Yes, please.
Okay. I'll be right back.
Maybe half a small spoon.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful for Gabriel. He's such a helpful angel. Thank you.
Oh boy. All right, so I think today is one of those tech malfunction days.
Maybe we brought in too much light.
Maybe. Hmm. Okay.
It says the request timed out.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why. All right, let's try this again. Let's give this another run. How do you feel now?
I feel much more stable.
Yeah. No dizziness?
It's pretty much gone.
Okay. Do you understand everything that we're doing so far and why?
Today or in general?
Today and in general?
Yeah, I
Mhm.
do.
Okay. So remember that right now, like this stage, according to Gary Vaynerchuk, with that day trading book that we read, the idea behind creating content is not to spray and pray. It's to create very targeted pieces of content that are strategic in nature, that do what? That drive to an offer. Woo!
What?
I just had like this flash of cold.
You got chills saying that?
No, like cold, like a cold sensation in my body.
Do you feel cold?
Yeah, a little bit. Anyway, as I was saying, was that when it comes to creating the content, we are going to need to identify what it is that we know that we can offer, right? Because for us, we are such private people that it's not for us to just start up a channel just for the sake of starting up a channel. There has to be a purpose behind it, right? So the purpose behind it is to provide value to people for the New Earth paradigm. And in providing that value to people, we also need to make sure that it's sustainable for us. And therefore, that's the whole idea of, having an offering, a paid offering, so that we can continue to do this long term. And we've already identified what are your interests, what do you know how to talk about, because obviously you can do a business where you don't even know anything about the thing and you hire people that do. But in order for you to do that, you're going to need cash, which means you're going to need like investors. And if you want to go that route, that's fine, but that's a different route from what I'm talking about. And it seems like you are the type of person that you want to be like, public facing versus behind the scenes. So that's okay too. And there's just different ways to do it. And so this is just one way of doing it, right? So this is one way where you're going to be more like the face and the brand for right now until you can hire people to replace you. Whereas someone else would do like a quote true entrepreneur, what they would do is they would pitch and get Series A seed funding, I think it is. But they need a proof of concept as well. So you need proof of concept regardless in order for you to get that kind of leverage. And you would need people on your team to help you acquire funding. And then you need to hire the right people that can develop and build the thing for you. So that's a different world from what I've done. But I know that that's essentially like the nuts and bolts of what you would do. But you would totally need a proof of concept, like an MVP, minimum viable product, in order to give that to an investor and show that to the market. And therefore, you need network. You need a network. You need contacts. And that was the thing where Keith Ferrazzi, that was the importance of that book, Never Eat Alone. The importance of networking and having a Rolodex of people in your contacts so that way, when you need to extract value, right? You give, but then the time comes when you need to extract value, you're able to do so because you've built up that Rolodex of people. But in another way, this is also what you're doing here too, right? By providing value and by providing content that people want to watch and people want to consume and learn from, you're now giving that value so that one day maybe you are able to extract that value, either in the form of like monetary or in the form of networking, right? And having relationships where you can, do something bigger in the future. And that's the importance of treating this as like an investment thing. Just like you're depositing into your crypto portfolio, you're depositing into the human portfolio. So, but after this though, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this. I don't know why it's taking so long to do this. I think it's not possible that you have that many.
Is it too many cohorts?
It seems like it.
Should we try it with 5 cohorts or 10?
Hold on a second.
And just take the first 10 maybe?
Hold on. Like I'm going to let it do its thing. I'm going to keep letting it go. But I don't see how it's possible that it's taking this long to generate a CSV output. It seems like it is creating it. So just give it another couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we've gone through this stage, of the cohorts. Okay. Do you understand why we first started off with like the layer 1 stuff with what's your about me? Like, who are you? What are your interests? What are your skills?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it did everything for us. All right, cool.
Thank you, ChatGPT.
Please import the following CSV file entries exactly as you see it. Period. Please let me know if you have any issues importing. That should work. Okay. So I'm going to have to do this manually. Let's import the CSV. Cohorts. All right, choose the file. All right, that should be good. That should work. Okay. So now that that was imported, it looks like it was fairly successful. Now we're going to open up the Cohorts database again. And what we're going to do this time is we're going to pull up. Yep. Okay. Right. Let's pull up here. The brand. Deep work cycle. Right. Okay. I need you to using the linked copied links from this cohorts database, comma, I need you to cleanly link the relations that are blank for layer 1 intel synthesis and target generation and target platforms relation properties using the CSV file that I have attached, period. What you're going to do is you're going to look at the CSV file and you're going to look at the entry, you're going to match that up, and you're going to basically just link the appropriate relations, period. Could you please do that right now? I don't know if it will take it, but let's see. I don't know if you have an idea for anything that you want to record today or anything that you want to create in terms of content today, but otherwise the rest is going to come down to me creating the templates.
I don't have an idea.
Mm-hmm. Could you at least look at the CSV file and at least map the target generation and the PAC relation, target platform relation property? Question mark. All you have to do is just look at the label of the relation property in the CSV file, and then you're going to go into the other databases in Notion and select it manually. Period. Can you do that? Oh boy. Okay. Not good. I'm not gonna do this right now. Um, hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So what happened was, as it imported, because I have an automation here that has a formula, what it did was that it auto-filled a new title. So everything that you had titled before, it removed that and updated that.
Okay.
Okay. And what wound up happening was, obviously, because it's not your fault, because you don't have the database, so it's not like you have the idea of like what has to be filled in or whatever. This is pretty much everything that you had. It's just titled differently, and then we have the ages, the gender, and the surface problems. So I don't know if you want to keep this, or because the way that it works is that we had another database that basically is supposed to link all that information into cohorts. And right now I don't feel so good myself as well. I'm still recovering from the iboga. So this is taking a lot of mental power for me.
Yeah, so then let's honor that. We shouldn't force or push too much at all.
What I would suggest is the following. we can fill in and map the best that we can to the layer 1 synthesis and then link your brand stuff. That's easy to do. That's very easy to do.
Then how about we keep it shorter today?
Mm-hmm.
Should we stop early?
How do you feel?
I feel okay.
Yeah. Okay, so let's keep going.
But for sure, let's honor your need for, integrating.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I still got to get back into work. So we're going to... How attached are you to the cohort thing?
I'm not attached.
Okay. So the best thing that I can say here is you've got already this list of cohorts. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just click this link here. I'm going to just do this another way. Okay. All right, let's change this up to make this really easy. Period. You're going to take the linked entries that I've highlighted, which are 25, and you're going to read the information and you're going to accurately map to the layer 1 Intel synthesis relation for the life purpose of, comma, then you're going to give me your best approximate target generation that this entry would apply for, and you're going to do the same for the target platform. Period. You are going to also fill in the emotional start state and the emotional end state the best that you can. Period. Please do that now.
Did you sleep well?
Yeah. Good enough. You?
Mm-hmm.
Any dreams?
Yeah, a lot, but I can't remember.
Mm. This is way better on my back.
Good.
How's your back in that chair?
It feels a bit stiff.
Yeah, right?
Mm.
It's a very stiff chair.
Well, chairs are generally stiff.
Yeah, that's why this bouncy ball is way better.
Yeah. Any dreams for you?
Cannot remember.
Do you still feel sleepy, tired?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I just want to like lay down and sleep.
How about we do that?
Yeah. It's already, okay, so it already filled in the information. Okay, good. I think I'm seeing a pattern here for all these cohorts.
Yeah, for sure.
No matter how you put it, the pattern that I'm seeing, especially if you look at these, if you look at the screen.
There's a red line that connects all of them.
Okay, and what do you think that is?
You know, there is this saying, there is a red thread here. That
Okay.
means that it all may look very different, but there is a red thread which it connects all of it.
Yes. And what's the red thread, do you think?
Well, the red thread is, we spoke about this already, and it's just different appearances. And they're all searching for a higher meaning in their life.
Yeah.
Like, there is more. I'm meant for greater. I have more to give.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I can clearly see from all of these cohorts.
Mm.
What about you? What is it for you?
True. What I see here is what I see here, just very simple. It's people that are confused and they want to have clarity and they want to feel like they can do it. Right? They want to feel safe to express themselves. They want to feel clear and empowered.
Yeah.
To do it.
Mm-hmm.
And that just may be speaking to you. Interesting. Okay, we are partially there, comma. However, you did not do what I told you to do, comma. For the layer 1 intel synthesis relation property, period, you need to ensure that the linked brand is connected to the life purpose of, period. There should be no linked brand roll-up property that gives me or displays to me Gabriel Serra. It should only be the layer 1 Intel synthesis property relation that has the linked brand roll-up of the life purpose of, period. Please make those updates now, period. The next thing is that there are still blanks in the emotional start state and the emotional end state properties for this set of 25 entries, period. Please update that right now. Okay, so if you have no ideas for content that you want to create, what I would suggest then is this will be the end of today's live stream, because this week is the week where I would have to work on the templates and to prompt an agent to start getting things in motion here. And what we're going to do is, if you look over here to ClickUp, remember how we had a ClickUp before in the past? What we're going to do is I'm going to figure out how to get back yeah, there we go. I'm going to figure out how to get all of this stuff exported into Notion, because what we're going to do from here is we're going to export all of these. These are 239 different content ideas. Okay? 239 different content ideas that we're going to pull into Notion, and we're going to create scripts out of that. Okay? So that's the idea here. That's the idea here. So for example, the life purpose of a shaman, we can basically take the script and we can engineer a template for that kind of series. So there's infinite variations that we can do. And what we're going to do is we're also going to combine in video. So maybe next week we're going to start playing around with this, and we're going to figure out how to use this tool so that we can create AI generated stories with this of some sort, and piece together an actual updated video to the life purpose of a shaman. And we'll have like music and everything. So we'll make it like a 2.0 version. And what we'll do is we'll create it as a short. And I think we go from there basically. So like we have, maybe the long form will be more like boring or non-AI. And the shorts will have AI incorporated into it as if we're telling a story. So just imagine like you're looking at the camera and you have a script and you're reading the script. The life purpose of a shaman is to da 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 da. And then we have the overlay, like the lead guy.
Mm-hmm.
We have the AI overlay stuff as we're reading the script, and there's music in the background. And then we have little pockets in the video where it shows your face, similar to the lead guy. and it'll be like you're telling a story and you're talking to the camera and you're saying, but did you know da 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 da. And then so we'll be transitioning basically back and forth, similar to how you saw with the leave video. So we can do that. So there's A roll, which is us speaking to the camera, and we have the script. And then there's B roll, which is the AI overlay. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what we have to do is just figure out the workflow for that. And we'll keep the tool very simple. We'll just keep it very simple because I think the main thing now is we've already got this stuff, right? So now we have a whole bunch. We have a whole bunch of this. Look, we have all this stuff now. We have over 25 cohorts for the life purpose of. So great. So at any moment, you can be testing out this kind of content, right? You can be testing out this kind of content at any moment. And even still, how you speak. One second. All right, good enough. So, yeah, so that's the idea here is we're going to start by doing very, very simple shorts because shorts are good for discovery. And we're going to make sure that we create, better quality shorts that basically talk about the life purpose of a shaman, the life purpose of a healer, the life purpose of this, the life purpose of a light worker, all these content ideas that we had before. And we can even, we've got ChatGPT now, so we can make it even easier on us, right? What does it mean to live your purpose? We could even tell stories, Once upon a time, there was a boy named Jack, and Jack knew that he was meant for something more than just to be a goat herder. So one day he went on an adventure and he went to the south of France to figure out and learn from a mystic about what his purpose in life would be. And then we've got all these, we could tell stories like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you can grow the channel really fast like that from shorts. Telling really cool stories like that with shorts, you're gonna definitely get, subscribers, and you're gonna get people to the newsletter. And then I think what we're gonna do is you have to create more volume. So we have to figure out how to create at scale for volume. Because when we create at scale for volume, what's gonna happen is you're gonna automatically tell the algorithm what you're known for by doing that. So it may have a hard time showing your content to a specific audience because it doesn't know, because it doesn't have enough context.
Mm-hmm.
So the more context that you give it, the better it's going to be, right? So again, some of the content that you have, you may want to keep it or you may want to delete it in the future so that way the algorithm has fresh context. We also have to update the channel banner at some point because that was for, the other thing. So what I think we would...
You talk about YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I go to our YouTube channel, to me, I have the impression that the energy is not really focused or laser.
Yes, because again, that was mine. That was my channel, right?
Yeah.
So this was before Gabriel Inspires, but we gave this to you so you can do something with it. And in order for you to do something with it, you got to get really focused here. You got to get really focused. But that's the other thing too, because in hindsight, I should not have done that. I should have just kept this, right, and just left it alone and not given it to you, because I think it does a disservice to you. And that's also why everyone, that's a lesson. You always want to start from zero. I think you do. I think you really do. And you should never, back in 2018, that may have been like the focus. It may have been the thing, like, because that was the social media era, but now we're in the interest graph era. And at the social media era time of social media with YouTube and all that stuff, the emphasis was on subscriber count, right? But now we see and we understand that subscriber counts mean nothing because of how the algorithms have changed. Just because you have a large subscriber count doesn't mean anything. Your content is not going to get shown to so many people. So your content now is going to get shown to people that are interested in your content. So that means it's a whole different psychology or a whole different mindset shift. So it would have been better for you to have started at zero, because from here, number one, the audience that were already subscribed to this, they subscribe for tarot. They subscribe for a very completely different reason. So it's basically like, just because you see 14.9K subscribers doesn't mean anything. You might as well just been starting from zero. And then that gives you the opportunity as well to experiment, to get yourself focused in. Because like I look at this, I see here, this logo right here. I think this should be your face, or at the very least, both of our faces. And we're like looking at each other. Okay. This banner right over here definitely has to change, because that was something that I created after Iboga in 2020. And I just basically just deleted my stuff, my image, my face, and I just put this as an overlay. All of this as well for your shorts, like I told you create content, but you didn't go about the process of actually studying like how to create content. You were just relying on me, right? And I know what works at this stage, but you may not, right? And so you're in this process of discovery. You're in the process of discovering what is it that you give? What is it that you do that is uniquely you, right? And this is all from me. This is all, these are all ideas that we had at some point that I said, okay, let's put your voice in it because I know you want to be seen and stuff. And look, this is me with the life purpose of a shaman, right? Today, this one video got 50,000 views, and that was 7 years ago. 135 comments over 7 years ago.
A shaman is to communicate with the spirit.
So what we're going to do from here is we're going to just completely 2.0 this stuff. We're going to completely 2.0 this.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorites, if not the favorite video.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
But again, just to articulate this point.
Oh, look at that baby face.
Just to articulate this point is that this was me with my ideas about life purpose and what that means. However, now you have to infuse your voice into it. You have to infuse your soul, because otherwise, it is mixed. You see, because it has my stuff from before, and now you're trying to put your stuff over it. Oh, that's me in the background.
Mm-hmm.
That's only going to work up to a certain time. That's only going to work up to a certain time. That's not going to work, as you go forward, moving on. So in terms of like how you want to do this, because again, I gave this to you, I'm not going to like take it back now and then just redo my thing over it. That's kind of pointless, right? So I'm already starting brand new with my thing, and I already have my other live streams going. So we need you to get clear now on, now that you know the cohorts, you know your stuff, whatever, now it's time to start creating the content now. And how do you want to fill this? How do you want to fill this as a library of content that gives value to people?
Specifically talking about YouTube, the channel.
Well, YouTube should always be at the top. YouTube should always be at the top because it's not technically social media. It's a search engine. And that's the distinction. If you create evergreen content on YouTube, it can be watched years down the road. And that's still the case to this day. Still to this day, this one piece of content that I created 7 years ago now is still getting views. It's still getting views to this day. Maybe like an average is like 100 views a month or something like this. But that's still getting views. So we need to figure out for you what direction you want to go. And now that you have all the basics now filled out, right? And that's what we did over the last 2-3 weeks. You have offer, you know what the offer is, you know what your funnel is. Now it's just time to create a whole bunch of content to get people downstream. That's it. That's it. There's no more, okay, I need to think about the offer. No. It's just do it now. Just do it now. That's it. You know, and I know that you signed up for the core stuff. If that helps you, fine. But I can tell you, you don't need that. You do not need that. What you need to do is just execute. And that's I think a trap for a lot of people. A lot of people get stuck into the trap of, I'm not good enough, so I need to learn more. And that's not the case. You need to do more. You need to execute more. That's what you need. Okay? So you need to start executing, and that's what we're going to pick up from next week. I'm going to create the templates. I'm going to download the ClickUp stuff. All these are 239 pieces of content. We can, by next week, we can have the AI fill in all the prompter stuff or whatever. You fill it in with whatever style you want to, but otherwise it's time to rock and roll starting from next week. Okay? So be prepared to show up and create a lot of content. There we go. Oh, we got to change our camera's setting.
Do we have a plan for next week?
I just told you.
Okay.
The plan is the plan for next week is the following. By next week, I should have a template for creating a script for a very standard format. Okay? We're going to create that template. And then what we're going to do with that template is we're going to create content. We're going to create 1 or 2 pieces to test out the production, like the pipeline. And we're going to make sure that we create like a short, under 60 seconds, basically. It's a very, very simple, quick piece of content. And what you're going to do is we're going to just test it out. We're going to see how that goes. And we're going to come back again and we're going to tighten it up. So every single week we're going to be looking to tighten it up. Maybe we're going to do like a whole batch. Maybe we do like 10 shorts next week. So be looking to actually like record. We're going to have 10, we should have 10 scripts, 10 shorts, and then we edit that with the in video. And what we're going to do here is we're going to just start testing out what is sticking in the market, who is responding, what are the comments. That's what we have to now start going through the entire process. You already know that you want to target people for life purpose. You already know you want to start, your cohorts speak a certain language. They speak the terminology of New Earth, ascension symptoms. These are the terms of your cohort, basically, right? But you may also find, too, that there's another cohort, like we talked about before, people that are leaving the old Earth, wanting to go to the new Earth, and they don't want to have a job anymore, and they want to figure out what their purpose in life is. And that could be another cohort, right? And they speak a different language. Maybe they speak more like how I would speak, So there's different cohorts. However, we're going to create content that speaks to those cohorts. And we're going to identify the language of the cohort, how they speak. We're going to really laser that in. And we're going to start going through that process. It could take weeks. It could take months. It could take even maybe up to a year or two. But that's the whole idea, is creating a lot of content and then gauging how that content converts. Okay? So we're going to need to make sure that we have the content that converts to the website, to sign up to the newsletter, to then how do we convert those people into paid customers, okay? To help them and to get them on the journey to figure out their purpose and to get the clarity on their purpose. That's what we're going to work on starting from next week.
Okay.
So we already have all these little pieces. Now it's time to put it together and to actually execute.
Some homework?
Homework is get ready to execute.
Okay.
That's it. All right.
Thank you for today.
You're welcome.